to my channel. In today's video I'm gonna be just doing a little update about what the whole process of migrating has been like, how I'm finding it so far, how I've been settling and stuff like that. Because sometimes persons are desirous of like moving away from home and stuff like that, but they're not really sure of what to expect. And pretty much I'll be just going through a few of the things that I would have faced, or things that are very important, you know just to help persons along the way if they so desire to, and just to give just a little bit of information. All right, so actually I'm using my ring light for the very first time. I don't know how this video is going to turn out in terms of video quality, but I guess I learn as I go along, because it's just a learning process for me. All right, so I'll be looking down from time to time because I have some notes here, just to refer to from time to time. All right, so there are a few things that I'll be talking about in terms of the entire process. Some things I won't go into in details because it can be quite lengthy. But if anyone has any questions about any parts of the process that they need clarity, or they need, just someone to just guide them along, then y'all could drop your comments down below, and then could address that like in another video or stuff like that. All right. Even though migrating, it can be quite exciting, like going to a new place. You're gonna experience new things and stuff like that. It can be quite exciting indeed. And I'm not gonna say it's not an exciting process, but also it can be a bit overwhelming. It can cause a little anxiety and stuff like that. It's just all boils down to how you're able to deal with certain things that comes up from time to time. All right. So, I mean, for example, let's talk about apartment. I haven't gotten an apartment yet, but I'm in the process. And when I do find somewhere, I may show you guys what it's like. I did start a video other day because I was actually looking at some places, but I've looked at about 6 or 7 places, but I didn't like any of them. Thank God I'm not in any rush, because I really want to find somewhere that is quite homely. After a long day of work, you want to go home to somewhere where you're gonna really just relax and just enjoy your home and stuff like that. So I didn't really like certain things about some of the places that I've been to. So I'm still in the process of searching. When I do find something, I'll show you guys what it's looking like and stuff like that. And while I'm talking about that also, it can bring me to the point of talking about cost of living as it relates to renting an apartment. Now, it depends on where you are. Cost of living is going to vary, because you have different cities and stuff like that. The more you are in the city, like in London and stuff like that, the more the cost of living is going to be. It's just like, for example, in Jamaica, that rent in the country is going to be totally different from rent in the city areas. All right. Yes, guys. So as I was saying, depends on where you are located. So where I'm at, like a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment can be anywhere from about, a decent looking place can be anywhere from about £500 to say 8, 9, depends on what you are looking for and stuff like that. Whereas if it was like in London, under $1,000 cannot get you a decent place, pretty much. No, when I say dollars, I mean pounds, really. So pretty much, like, to get out even a 1 bedroom place in London, most time it's like over £1,000. So it's just a matter of what you're looking for, where in life you at. I'm not really about the hustle and bustle excitement every day, so I don't mind not being in London or in the middle of the city areas. All right, because I mean, if I need to go there, then fine, I can always go there on my days off and stay there for a couple of days or whatever. That is when life permits you to do all of that, because right now life doesn't permit all of that. Even if you see me in videos going places, it's basically essential things that I have to do, like when I went for my training or when I went for my exam or stuff like that. Those are things that I had to do, and those were classified as essential. All right, so that as it is what I have to say as it regards to house. When you come, there's so many phone companies. You're gonna need a SIM card when you just come, so that you can contact your friends and your families and stuff like that. There are so many phone companies to choose from. It's just a matter of you just choosing what you want. You understand? So you just choose a provider that you are comfortable with, basically. All right. Then oh, also, technically, when you come, you get a phone number with a particular phone company. If you so desires, or if you desire to change to another company, you can always change to another company and keep your same number. So you don't have to keep changing numbers. You can port your number. All you need is a pack code, they call it, and you just change your providers, but you keep the same number, which is quite convenient, because I recently did something like that. All right, let's move on to bank account. Now, pretty much, you're coming to a new place, and sometimes, well, it depends, I guess, on which bank you're with or whatever, if you want to use that card here, but it can be quite expensive when you're using another card from another country in another country, because the fees can be so crazy. So it all makes sense to get a bank account as soon as possible. Now, when you just come, trust me, it's kind of challenging, because pretty much everywhere you go to open an account, they're gonna ask you for proof of address. Now, if you're residing somewhere temporarily, it can be a little challenging to get, proof of address from the get-go, so so you can open your bank account or whatever the case might be. But all you have to do again is, it boils down to doing your research, or whichever area you're located in, you just probably just go to the banks in those areas and find out what their requirements are. That's what I did pretty much, because there are some little options that I got in terms of some places that you could get some accounts with easily. But at the end of the day, you want somewhere where you know that where your money is, you don't have to be worried about certain things. All right, so you pretty much do your research again, and you find places that the requirements are less rigid that you can work with. All right, because usually they want, like, proof of identification, proof of address, and your status in the country, basically, which would be, in my case, my residency permit for work, right? So pretty much that's what they want. Like in my case, I had an issue with proof of address at first, so I actually got a letter from my employer, that I could use in the space of that. So that took care of that for me. All right. But in the interim, when you do come, because when I was coming in the very first day, I had a little issue at the airport where I had some extra luggage and I had to pay for it, but there wasn't any place that they were accepting cash to pay for that luggage. So what I had to do was that there was an option for me to actually get what they call it, this Travelex card, that I paid. I gave them the money over the counter, and basically I did this application there and then, and I got a card that they put the money on it, and I was able to swipe it. So pretty much that card is accepted at a few places. You can use it. So like when you just coming into the country, in the interim while you're waiting to open your bank account, those options exist. And I think even the post office here, they offer a travel card, um, that you can use, to do little transactions. Because most time if you're taking a bus or stuff like that, a lot of them sometimes don't take cash. You have to use a card and stuff like that. So that's as it relates to um, having a bank account. All right. Then another key thing when you just come is getting registered with a GP. which is a general practitioner slash a doctor. Because basically you need a NHS number, right? Which is your health number for the National Health Service, right? Pretty much, and you have to register in the area that you are living because they too need a proof of address. So you can't say you live in Trelawney. You can't just decide that you want a GP in St. James. Usually it doesn't work like that. I think maybe under special circumstances you probably can get away with it a little, but most time you have to register in the area that you are. All right, but it's very important at the end of the day to get registered with your GP because if you are sick or if you need anything, technically you need a number in the system to so that you can be seen and stuff like that. All right, so let me just take a sip. All right. Another thing again too. Oh, this was random. When I just came here, I had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. And then after the quarantine, then we moved straight into a lockdown. That was something, like migrating in the middle of a pandemic, that's another story by itself. Because, the whole excitement of coming to somewhere new, but then your spirits sometimes get dampened when you know that you have to be home, confined for 2 whole weeks. And then after that 2 weeks is up, the country move right into a lockdown. So this, it was a little bit routine doing the same thing every day over and over, but at the end of the day it also teaches you to try to spend time doing stuff indoors, finding hobbies, finding other things and other ways and means of occupying your time and stuff like that. This is a good time where you can reach out to your friends and family who you haven't probably been in contact with regularly. Spend time talking to them, whether on WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever method you want to use. I mean, technology has allowed us to be shopping online and pretty much be having access to a lot of stuff online that we wouldn't normally have access to on a regular day. All right, I had all intentions of start going to the gym, but with the weather outside, I know I'm not going to go outside on a regular day every day to jog and stuff like that. So pretty much, you can find things to do in the confines of your house if you can, when you can. All right, don't even ask me if I'm exercising every day. That's something I need to work on. All right. Yeah, and as I say, you can also work on your hobbies, all right? Starting YouTube for me was one way of coping in this whole thing because when this hit, I was in Bahamas and living alone is like sometimes you just want something else to do other than the routine. So this medium gave me an opportunity to no, I'm not going anywhere, but it just gave me an opportunity to come on here to just sit down and do this. It makes me feel a little bit productive, and take me from the regular routine. And sometimes other persons just need to know how other people are coping with this. It can be a good way of relieving stress and anxiety and stuff like that. Other persons sometimes just want to know how other persons are dealing with all of this. All right. And, as I said, there are so many other things that you can do, in the meantime. All right. So, just explore your options or whatever the case might be. All right. Now, as it regards to, I talked about cost of living already, and let's talk about the weather. Maybe that should be one of the first thing I talk about because coming from the Caribbean, we're used to it being hot and sunny and stuff like that, into this kind of weather where you literally have to be wearing sweater every day and have to be fully clothed every day. Pretty much like with everything, changes constant. Like I know that okay, this is not the Caribbean. Even if I see the sun outside, that doesn't give me the right to go outside not properly clothed. All right, so I just need know that I need to dress appropriately like every single day. I can't take it for granted that it looks a little sunny outside. so it gives me the opportunity to dress skimpy. No, it doesn't allow for that. All right, so pretty much just make sure you are prepared for the weather that you are in. All right, I don't care who wants to laugh or whatever the case might be. I remember when I just came here for the first couple of days with my friend Sam, she's like, Patricia, it ain't that bad. I said, yes, it is that bad. Like, I had scarf on my neck, I had on my tam, like, and I had on my gloves and everything. I was just looking like an Eskimo, pretty much. Yeah, because when I'm inside though, I'm not too bad, I must say. Like now it's okay for me to just wear this without even underblouse on it, because underneath it, because I'm inside. So the weather, I mean, the temperature is okay inside. You know, the heat is on most time when the weather drop, when the temperature drops in both weather. All right, but then I know that once I'm venturing outside, you have to ensure that you have on proper clothing and stuff like that. All right. um Transportation. Transportation is no big deal here, no issue with that. There's, I mean, very reliable methods and means of transportation. I mean, I don't drive yet. I want to. I mean, other day I was going to work and I'm like, okay, I want to start driving, but these roads have ice and thing on it. It's looking mad slippery. I'm like, how am I gonna manage this? But I guess, like with everything else that I've mastered, that's something that I will eventually master, like learning to navigate being on the wet road and stuff like that. Not even just wet with water, but wet with ice and stuff like that, because it can be slippery. But transportation, as I say, is very reliable. It can be regular taxi services. You know, there's also Uber, and there are some other taxi companies that I don't really know the names, but I've seen a few, but the name didn't really stick. There's a bus, there's a metro, there's a trains, and everything like that. So it's pretty much easy to get around. All right, the buses, they run on schedule, even though that the schedule is kind of a little bit off, but pretty much transportation is okay. All right. Um, talk about church. Yes, I grew up in church. Yeah. So of course I would want to find a church like I probably would go to from time to time. I've been doing my research, but with all this going on right now, it wouldn't allow me to be able to, explore and stuff like that. So for now, it's just gonna be home. And then I guess hopefully when all of this is over, you know what I'm talking about, when all this is over, then I could find somewhere that I would call my church home for now while I'm here. All right. And at the end of the day, my advice to anyone who wants to relocate to another country or whatever the case might be is that you have to be strong. Migrating is not for the faint at heart, because even though it comes with a lot of excitement and everything, aside from the excitement that it comes with, there is a reality that you have to survive daily. All right, and if you're not strong, it can be a cause of anxiety, stress, panic, and so many things or whatever. And not everybody deal with those things well. You understand? You can't be timid and afraid to venture out on your own and stuff like that, because I'm here alone. There's so many things. I'm not gonna, yes, I'm here with my friend, but I'm not gonna have her with me all the time to go places with me, right? When I was going for my training in London, I think I was going to have a fit, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be taking a train for the first time. It was nerve-wracking for me. Like, I mean, this was like for days leading up to this was me with my itinerary. I kept looking at it, trying to find out where I need to go, where I need to get off, where I need to do this. And with all of that, it can build up a lot of anxiety and cause people to have panic attacks and stuff like that. But eventually, all you have to do is just be aware. Be aware. If you're not sure, there's also Google. You don't have to appear lost or anything like that. Google is just right there at your fingertips. And there are ways and means to get around things. And as I say, just be strong. Because with moving away from home, you're gonna miss your family, you're gonna miss your friends, you have the weather that you have to get adjusted to. the food that you have to get adjusted to, and migrating in a pandemic is another story by itself. You understand? So there and then you see where you have to have the inner strength and the courage to do this. All right. Um, let's talk about the vaccine. I'm not gonna even delve much into it because uh, I haven't taken it as yet. Thinking about it though, and as soon as I've read enough and stuff like that, and I'm comfortable, I'm not gonna rule it out that I won't take it. I don't know. All right, that's where I'm at for now as it regards to that. Um, so I'll just leave that right there. And just like with anything else, starting a new job, meeting new people, learning new policies, new procedures, that again can be a little, but at the end of the day, you have to just go with an open mind. And I'm a nurse, so technically, the definition of a nurse remains the same wherever you go, right? If we're using the same definition of a nurse, so what nursing means in Jamaica, what nursing means in the Caribbean, what nursing means in the UK, what nursing means in the US, it's pretty much the same if we're using the same dictionary, or if we're going to use the same meaning that we see on Google, or the same meaning that we use on any other search engine. Nursing is nursing. You understand? It's just that depending on where you go, there are going to be policies, there are going to be procedures that you will have to follow depending on where you are. So those are what you need to get adjusted to most times. And as I say, once you have an open mind, you just do your best and do what you do best. I'm a nurse. That is what I know. So all I can just aim to do each day is to just be the best nurse that I can be. You understand? I can't be like another nurse. I don't know how to be like another nurse. You understand? I just have to do it. Oh, I know how to do it. Once I'm working within the confines of the law and everything. Okay? So that's pretty much it for today. I know I've been going on this for very long, and sometimes I don't even realize how long I can talk until I'm actually sitting down to do these videos. I know this video is not going to be for everybody, but for persons who are desirous of, like, traveling and stuff like that, it can be very helpful in just providing basic information that can help you to make your decisions. And I am quite open to sharing my experiences because a lot of persons can actually learn from this. I do hope you enjoy sitting down listening to me talking and talking and talking. All right. I really appreciate all the time that you spend sitting down and watching my videos. If you have made it this far in the video, it really showed me that you are a real supporter of my channel, and I do thank you for your support. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can continue to look forward to great content for me. I'm not going to tell you that this is a channel that you're going to find a lot of fun and excitement and pranks and this and that, because I'm not really about that. I'm not that kind of person. So it's just pretty much what I do each day. I'm a nurse, so I will talk about some stuff relating to nursing. I mean, I am traveling, so I'm learning new things. I mean, going to different places each time. So when I go to these places or when I do different things, then I will, try to capture some of that moment and share it with you. Any of my new experiences, I will share it with you also. Even just going to the supermarket, sorry, because there's just so many different places to go. So when I go to different places, you might see me putting up grocery hauls. Most time for the past couple of videos, the grocery hauls that I've done are from different supermarkets. So the experience is gonna be different everywhere, and the price is gonna be different everywhere. Some of the things that you get here, you may not get there and stuff like that. So it's kind of a good for, like, like comparison and stuff like that. What else you can look forward to? Me just taking just a little stroll. Sometimes, like right now, all you're gonna have to do is just things within the house. You understand? Not everybody wants to see that, but some people may enjoy that. I'll still do a little cooking from time to time. I really don't do that much right now because I mean, but the whole excitement of cooking a lot for right now, it's not really necessary. I mean, yeah, but I really enjoy that sometimes. My thing about cooking is that I like to actually like cook and other people to enjoy my cooking. Like sometimes going through this whole process to eat it alone doesn't necessarily work. All right. I mean, if I was in Jamaica, then I had a lot of people around me that could actually eat what I cook. Even when I was in Bahamas, I had a lot of friends that would actually eat what I cook. My friend is vegan, so when I cook, I might even meat stuff. Technically, I'm going to be eating it alone, so I don't really do much cooking right now. But I do have a lot of great stuff to put forward. If you have any suggestions or if you have things that you would want to see me cover as it relates to nursing and stuff like that, whatever it is that I do on here, um, then I'll oblige and I'll do some of those videos if you do request them. All right, as it relates to anything about life in the UK or nursing in the UK or anything like that, I'll be more than willing to answer those questions. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Peace.